Okay, we're recording. Let me switch my chair because last time I was like squeaking the whole time. Look at that view. This one squeaks too. Hopefully this one, oh, it squeaks too much. Chair number 3. That's better. Look at that view, man.
Pretty nice. We're out here doing like a roof job on like a multi-million-dollar house out here on the Big Island.
So you know construction a lot.
No, my brother just owns the company, so he does his own thing.
Hmm. But it's not like a vacation or anything.
For me?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see me.
Now I can see you. That's a beautiful face.
No, it's a vacation. I mean, I'm just chilling. It's not like I'm like busting my ass all day, but I'm helping out, where I can help. And we roofed one house yesterday. It was kind of hard because the people wanted a thin metal roof. It basically is in a really it's the most southern part of the United States. It's called South Point. It's in it's on the Big Island of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the most southern part of the United States. But it's super windy down there, so the wind catches those panels and it could slice your head off. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're nasty. So you got to be super careful. But we got it done. It was kind of fun.
Is there any way you can turn the music off in the background?
Oh, can you hear it loud?
Yeah, well, not that loud, but it's kind of, you can hear it.
Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
Ah, cool. So, yeah. So what's new, man?
Give me 1 second. Someone from work just contacted me. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to ask you, how are your approaches going? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, dude, it's been kind of rough. So I've done a lot of compliments lately, but I haven't done really like CQC. I kind of I overestimated myself when it comes to like being out here and like being in a new environment and everything. Mm-hmm. Having to work with my like brother and being like thinking about all this shit that I got to do, So it's easy for me to overestimate myself, and then when I get into the moment, I put too high of goals for myself, and then I end up kind of sliding back into my old behavior. So I was still talking to like, it took me some effort because I would see girls I wanted to talk to, and in my mind I was like that battle, where you're talking yourself out of it, and I would walk towards the girl, then I'd be like, fuck. Then I would wait, and I would maybe approach, and then I would get better, It's just getting back in the swing of it, because I took a little break there when I was driving all day long every day. Mm-hmm. But I've been playing around with texting and working on CQC through texting, and dude, I've been getting actually really, really solid progress with that, like surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to tell you about it if you're interested.
Yeah, I am actually, because it's actually something I'm really struggling with. Even right now, a girl just texted me saying, "You're persistent." What does that mean? Like, does that mean I'm getting too forward or something? But she says she seems like she wants to hang out, which is why I'm confused.
So it could either mean if she gives you vibes like she wants to hang out possibly, then it could just mean that she's just saying like she's kind of surprised at how most guys would have already just stopped.
Oh, okay.
Or she could be annoyed, one of the two, or it could be mixed. I just don't know the other context of it. So
Okay, yeah, we joked around. We hung out. We didn't hang out. We met yesterday night at a bar, and she was joking around. She's very politically incorrect, and like she was like making jokes, and she thought I would be offended. Was it?
that's the one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I made a joke, and I asked her, "Let's grab a drink on Tuesday," and she said, "You're persistent," and she said she wants to hang out. So
Okay, well that sounds good.
yeah, that sounds good, but I didn't expect. I don't know how to analyze that word persistent.
Oh, you don't know like a response?
I haven't responded yet, but yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, what is that like? It sounds like a compliment, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say something badass, like I go after what I want, or something like that. I get what I want, or something like that. You know?
See, this is the thing. This is why I suck at texting, because I'm not. Well, even in real life, I'm not like this. I wouldn't talk like that. But I mean, I should.
No, it doesn't mean like you're wrong or something. I'm just saying, yeah, that's what you're doing, right? Is you're going after what you want.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say that.
And what I want is her. Ooh, that's good. I should be like, I'm going after what I want. And what I want right now is you. And then she'll be like, block.
Block. What I want to do is block you.
Okay. It's all good. So my work just texted me saying something's broken, but there's nothing wrong with my code. It's just they didn't do it right. Of course, my code is not wrong. It's my code. I wrote it. It's the best. It never breaks. But yeah, man, like I was just like concerned, like you didn't seem to respond. So I was just wondering, like, if everything's okay.
Yeah, dude, just busy, man. Super busy. Just like not busy in the way that I'm doing things all day long. I am kind of in a way, like, but it's different. I'm out of my comfort zone in other ways. This was kind of nuts. We went to that South Point. My brother wanted me to jump off a cliff with him. I don't do dumb shit anymore, really. I'm kind of like,
how's that dumb though?
just hear me out, because I don't take unnecessary risks. So in my mind, jumping off a cliff is like, I feel like most other guys that are kind of like me, they would just jump off and be like, you know, fuck it, let's get an adrenaline rush or whatever. But I'm kind of more like just resistant to take unnecessary risks. Like, what's the point? What if I break my back falling, or what if I break my foot jumping off and I catch on a rock, or who knows? It's not like I'm like thinking of all the bad things that could happen in the moment. I'm just thinking like, why would I do that? Like, there's no drive for me to even do that. You know, I need an end goal in mind, like a goal that I'm going to do something. I don't just, anyway, my brother's like, come on, let's just fucking do it. He just jumped off like it was nothing. I was like, well, shit, I got to do it now. He made it look like it was so easy. And dude, that was huge. That really got me out of my comfort zone, because yeah, like I said, I never would have done that, you know? So that was a big kind of victory for me in a weird way that I didn't even expect to happen. And I think that's going to transfer over to other areas of my life, because it was a struggle jumping off in the air. I was scared shitless, and it was like a 3-second, 4-second fall.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was like a bungee jump kind of thing, but it wasn't.
Not jumping straight off a cliff into the water. And the water's so blue. It's beautiful, you know. I just had to do it because I knew I would regret it. I would regret the shit out of that if I didn't do it. So yeah, I had to do it. But it was, no, like I said, you know, just I was really not seeing the reason why, but I think it's not to say that I want to do more dangerous things, but the things that put me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, I was reading something the other day. You know that guy Chase Joseph, C.S. Joseph. I really love his stuff, and he's helped me grow a lot, just understanding myself more so. But he remember something I read. It says, "Always do what you are afraid to do." It's a Waldo Emerson quote, and that's kind of like, yeah. I don't think it's about doing things that are gonna kill you, potentially, but it's probably more about doing things that are just outside of your comfort zone, just pushing it, you know.
Yeah, I think the saying is like right at the edge of your comfort zone. Like it's outside your comfort zone, but it's not like too crazy. Right. So you're always growing, but you're not taking it to the extreme where it's just, kind of crazy, like what you said. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't think jumping off a cliff is like that crazy, though, unless there's like
Well,
sharp rocks at the bottom.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know, you know.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about for this one? I mean, just so we could lay it out before we get into it.
Hold on. I wrote it down. Oh, I want to talk about NoFap because I've been doing it for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are some days where I'm like, this is hard. It's like, that's a big one. Now, I also want to talk about political correctness because of the interaction yesterday with that girl and like how uneasy, like, especially white people are with like making like racist jokes. And,
Yeah.
and then the girls on their phones. I want to talk about that. And then we'll close off.
With the goal challenge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. So, what was the first thing?
NoFap.
Yeah.
When was the last time you did it? 30 minutes ago?
No, I can't remember, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's been that long. So I've known through there's a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, you got to read that. Hope Lynn recommended it, or
No, it's in the Attractive Man. That's what we're supposed to read this month.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I already finished The Way of the Superior Man, but I want to read it again.
Hmm.
But that book is solid. I think you could really benefit from that too. But I got some stuff out of it. It talks about that whole NoFap thing, but it doesn't call it that. More what he talks about in the book is this. I was talking to this girl about it the other day. She's a ENFP. She's a really smart girl. I kind of met her online because she messaged me because I posted on one of the groups, and her boyfriend at the time was the same type as me, an ESTP. And so she was, she contacted me trying to get some advice on relationships. How would I act? Or, what would I think about this if she did this, blah, blah, blah. But we talked about it. She said in her psychology, she got a degree in some psychology thing or whatever. And she was talking about the ramifications, like neurological, neural, I guess you could say, like ramifications of porn and the addiction to porn and the habits that it creates.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it, the impact that it can have on your life, your relationship, your sex life, your emotional connection with your significant other. Even girls watch porn at times. She was telling me that she would watch porn. And I think the big thing for me, maybe you can tell me what you think or how you feel about it, but I know what my goal is basically just to like release that urge that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So understanding that you're warping sex in your mind to mean like a selfish and very one-dimensional thing. You're twisting it into that because you're removing it from a relationship where it'd be binding the two of you together emotionally and physically, spiritually, potentially, if you believe that as well. I do. And you're turning it into like a one-sided, like you're scratching your own back or something.
Right.
Very strange. And then when you think about it, you're watching this porn, everything's unrealistic. The girls have like all this plastic surgery. The guys are like huge as hell, and it's not realistic whatsoever.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, not everybody has a micro penis like that. That's the thing, though, is that we compare ourselves to other people. It's one of the most common things why we get frustrated with ourselves and all that, because we're looking at other person and thinking, well, I'm not like that, damn. And then that gives you insecurities, and now you can't. But even the positions of porn and all this, like, ask anybody. No one has sex like that has a super healthy sex life.
No.
It's not normal to have sex. That's for cameras. And I don't know if you've ever watched. I watch videos where they're like behind the scenes, what goes on in porn.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because guys have so much anxiety. They get all weirded out when the cameras are on them and they can't, keep an erection and all this. Like, it's just a really weird, really weird, energy, I guess.
Well,
What
that's the thing. It's not. It's like you said. It's not natural. They had to take drugs to keep that erection,
Yeah.
and they come several times during sex.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that. You just see it at the end. But it's funny because, like, for me, like porn, like because I was so frustrated with dating and like relationships, I would just use that, like for my only sexual satisfaction. So like it's like it was like really affecting me at one point. And even like when I first started approaching, from all the frustration, I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it again, just like once, and like just get it over with. But then like afterwards, I'll feel horrible. And like I remember I went to work out one time after it happened, and like my workout sucked. And this is after I read The Superior Man, and I was like, I see what they're saying now. Like my drive is gone, my energy is gone. It's just like I'm like a different person, and I'm also like kind of ashamed of myself,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm kind of giving up, and I'm like stimulating.
And you know it in the back of your mind, you know that you're self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
Because you know what, that energy, I've heard a guy call it transmutation or something like I think it was masculine transmutation or transmutation or something like that. But the idea behind it was that masculine energy that you have when you ejaculate or whatever, or when you're like, doing like masturbating on a regular basis, you are releasing the drive and that energy that is your masculine energy, and you're releasing it into your hand or into a sock or like whatever. It's like, okay, now you do that and then go to the gym, like you just said. What'd you feel like?
I mean, I just felt like physically I felt not as strong. Like I couldn't hit the same weight number, the reps as I usually did. But yeah, it's just like a weird feeling where I feel like I released this orgasm, even though I really didn't deserve to do it. I didn't deserve it. It's just a cop out.
Reward without any of the work, right?
Right.
So in the No More Mr. Nice Guy, he talks about what his version of a healthy version of this like FAP thing. FAP is such a weird, I think it's masturbation, jerking off. Like it just I don't know.
Manual stimulation. Let's call it that. Manual stimulation. Let's call it that.
So it's just what I've noticed because I can't even remember the last time. You know what? The reason that really drove me to do it, stop, is I wasn't so much wrapped up in the being ashamed, but I was more wrapped up in seeing like I'm being manipulated and I'm being controlled. These people that create porn, they do it because they know there's profit and they know that they can addict people. And if you are addicted to porn or addicted to this sensation, you're a slave to someone else. You're a slave to videos that are never going to be true for you. I mean, realistically speaking here, right? Of course, you could go have sex with porn stars, but I'm trying to say, like, what would healthy look like? And you're just totally destroying your mind's image of what that would look like. You're destroying your own life. Every time you turn that video on and you watch those videos and you're rewiring your brain to think the faster that I come, the faster that I orgasm, this is going to equal happiness. That's what your brain knows now after you've put in years and years and years of this practice. What do you think happens when you get in a relationship? Well, you're going to pick apart your wife or girlfriend. You're going to think about all the things that you've seen. All these images will pop into your head over time. Oh, I saw that. I like this, but I don't like, oh, she doesn't have this. My girlfriend doesn't have that. Because you have this total inaccurate image to compare for this, what right looks like in your mind. It's just twisting so when I saw a guy talking about it, it was Owen something. He's kind of a nut, honestly, but I was watching one of his YouTube videos. He was like, if you're jacking off watching porn still, you are retarded. And I was just like, whoa. And, he went into like the control and the people behind porn and the massive industry that is porn. It's not there for a good reason,
Mm-hmm.
The science is out. The studies have been done. We know what it does to us now, and people continue to do it and destroy their lives in that way. Just imagine that your workout, you went and you did a workout, that energy drain that you felt from that. Now translate that to having sex with your wife.
Translate that to your performance in your career. Translate that every area of your life will be affected, because that's your driving energy. That is your like masculine energy, and you're draining it into a towel. I don't know about you, but if you've had sex in a healthy way with a woman and not with a man like you, then you feel supercharged after sex. You feel like let's do some shit. I want to go out and I want to get something done right now. Whereas they're probably passed out, if but you get my point. Mm-hmm. There's like this difference between real healthy sex and this destructive, habit that is masturbation. There's a difference in the energy that you feel directly after, and that can't be argued. No man can look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm happy with myself right now because I just masturbated. Like I just watched porn. You feel like a little dweeb after you're done. Have you ever done anything good and you felt like a turd afterward? No. It doesn't work like that. Your brain knows. It calls it in that book the success mechanism, right? Yeah. The Way of the Superior Man, he calls it your success mechanism. Mm-hmm. That part of your brain knows deep down what's right and what's wrong, what you truly believe deep in your core. And you're doing something that it erodes that resistance to falling victim to the weakness, to the, Duke told me about that, the resistance. And that was really I told you about that conversation we had.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, like changing behaviors like that? What have you found, or what do you think is the most crucial, like details, just your perspective
on like when it comes to porn and masturbation?
Just anything like that that's a difficult vice that's changes it from, you kind of like a 50-50 chance of being successful to, you don't even look back kind of thing.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but I do want to talk about what you talked about sex with a person versus watching porn. I feel like sex with a person can also be bad if you have no emotional attachment. So I had sex with one, and I was like, this sucks. I hate myself.
I said healthy.
Right, healthy. Right. But then like with my ex, like, when we were in love, it was a beautiful thing, and we get to cuddle afterwards and all that. It's a much better feeling for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, what do you think sets apart your success and your failure when it comes to like this goal that you have? Like, say your goal right now, like, like finding a legitimate, solid fit for you in a like a wife or a girlfriend or whatever you're looking for. Yeah. What is going to either make or break your mission?
So I feel like I shouldn't like just settle. So like, especially if right now I haven't been able to go on one date at all, 2 approaches. So I feel like, it would be a failure if I I finally got a date. She's the only one that said yes. I guess I'll settle with her. I think I should just keep trying to work on my approaches, and then like try to keep dating as many women as I can, and then like come up with a better, conclusion from that versus just like, settling for the very first one that says yes.
Yeah. So, well, what do you think like are the general, behind the scenes, what are the themes of this, like, that's going to, you've succeeded at things in your life. I mean, it seems like you're pretty successful when it comes to your career, at least.
Looks
like,
can be deceiving, man.
Technical. If I went off based on your looks, then I would be probably not talking to you right now. I'm just trying to like weed out for like the listeners and stuff. Maybe things that you've experienced that have helped you along the way with your goals. Things that you've seen that made you fail as well. That's probably maybe the bigger lesson takeaway is sometimes is why did I fail and how can someone else learn from that,
Right. And I feel like I tried like stand-up comedy. I've done it like 4 times now.
Yeah.
First 2 times I did it, I actually didn't get much laughs at all. I actually gave up. And then like Lynn said, hey, do it again. And I did it again. Even though it didn't go as well, I was proud that I did it. So it was like a different feeling from when I did it the very first few times.
Yeah.
Another thing was my last job, the job I had before this, I hated it. And like I've been putting off quitting it for months, and I had no job lined up, and I finally said, you know what, I'm just going to quit it and see what happens.
Uncertainty, or why were you afraid to quit?
That uncertainty, like not having another job lined up, and like wondering like if this is even the right career path for me. That job made me question my entire career path because I didn't even know if computer science is what I want to do anymore. So like just taking that risk of like, I'm just going to end it now because it's not helping me. And then like that in turn supercharges me to find a better job. So now I had no other option but to find a job. So like burning that bridge and finding that new job was like a big, like kind of like a mini adventure for me. For 2 months I was unemployed. So like that was like very scary and risky. But now look at me. Now I'm like making more money than I ever did over there. And it's like,
that in the book?
No, I don't read books. No, but I didn't read. What book are you talking about?
Superior Man, The Way of the Superior Man.
Does he talk about that?
He talks about if you know deep in your mind, like in your in your core, in your soul or whatever, like that this isn't the right thing for you, career wise, whatever, yada yada. You quit it now because there's like you put like this what is it, like you put your happiness on layaway, like one day, like you're putting it off for months because of uncertainty. I've done that with certain situations too, and you think to yourself like later, I'll do it later, and it's like there's not going to be a later. There's going to be now, or it's never. You're going to continue to kick this ball down the road until you're what, 40 or what, 35, and then you start to see the significance of your failure. Like it sounds like to me like what you just were saying was talking about consistency with your efforts and with being okay with failing, befriending failure basically.
Right. And I feel like my attitude towards life has changed a lot, just like not being afraid to take risks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's masculine, is taking risk.
Another risk I actually want to talk to you about was what made you join The Attractive Man? Because that's a big risk too, right? You're risking a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And you don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, so I won't say that it was a knee-jerk reaction, but it was fairly. I was at that. Well, it was kind of, in a way, it was a tad. But I waited overnight to think about it, and then the next day, I set up the call and all that stuff. I'll say, you said what made me take the risk?
Yeah.
I think what makes people really take a risk and what made me take the risk is like when your desire for change is kind of like fueled by your frustration or pain or lack of growth in the direction that you see you would like to grow in. That's what drove me. People that are so fat, they're like, man, I need to go to the gym now. This is it. I'm going to die if I don't go to the gym. You know what I mean? Or if I don't clean up my diet. That was kind of me, but it wasn't. It's weird, man, because I'm social, so I can get probably a girlfriend, and I had a girlfriend, pretty serious relationship, but it wasn't like I wasn't completely invested emotionally and mentally in all parts. I knew I was settling. Like your job you were in, you get that feeling deep down, and you know what you're doing, and you can't put your all into it. A relationship takes 100% from both people. Most people think it's 50-50. It's 100-100. Is if if you got 50. The other person has 50. Their 50 is not going to be enough. I can't remember where I heard that. You're going to be bickering about whose 50 is, enough that day or enough, not enough the next day. So
when did you find out that you were settling with her?
I think from the beginning. I was looking for someone because I was super lonely. I was living overseas, and I wouldn't say I was in every aspect, but in certain aspects, I was definitely settling, and I knew it deep down. It was something I didn't even have to think about. I knew what I was doing, but it felt so nice to have someone around, and that's dangerous, because it's abusive to the other person, their emotions, their mental health, and it's really a huge burden to put on someone is investing partially in the relationship,
Yeah.
because you know it's not going to go. You know you're not going to see it through. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
What is the point of? What's the point of even being here? Why not be single?
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're not hurting, a person.
How did the breakup go?
It was shitty because, I was like, I wanted to stay with her because of how nice it was. Things just worked.
Mm-hmm.
She was the most compatible type, and that's what I'm trying to find now. But things were just seamless. It just worked. There were hiccups, don't get me wrong, but the thing about it is it just works.
Right. And it's safe.
No. I don't mean safe. I just mean like it just works as in like your personality functions, your traits, they basically go hand in hand. And so if there's a problem, you work it out in like 2 minutes. It's not like this long drawn out month-long issue or year-long issue where you bury it. You know what I mean? I guess I'm trying to say is that I knew from the beginning I was settling. The breakup went it was really bad for her. It wasn't terrible for me, I think, because my personality, I'm not really an emotional person as far as like being in connection with my emotions. So I can cut someone off and it's not going to end my life. And it sounds fucked up, but it is what it is. And
is that what you're going to do to me one day? Once this podcast takes off and you get sponsored by some energy drink company and you're like, peace out.
Once I get sponsored by like some of those sponsors.
Viagra.
Yeah. I've heard Viagra was created accidentally. It was like for some other medication. I forget what it was, but
and he's like, "Oh, this is interesting."
Yeah. Like erectile dysfunction is not even a condition. Technically, it was made up by the company that started Viagra or something like that. Anyway, all that being said, I felt really bad to break up with the girl. I go off on tangents, but I felt bad with breaking up for her. Yeah, it hurt me because I felt like a pretty bad person, and I could see her crying and like it was really ripping her apart. I think when you she's extremely loyal. Not loyal to me anymore, but she would be like loyal to like walk off a roof with me and just die, like that kind of loyalty, like to the grave kind of thing. So, and that's what I look for. And first and foremost, I want a girl that is more loyal than anything. That's what's the most important to me. And she was that, but like I said, it was just not the complete thing I was looking for. So yeah, it was rough, but that's something, a lesson you need to learn, because what does that do then? That tells you, hey, I need to stop settling. I need to go after what I want because I deserve it. And I deserve to give myself that. I deserve to not hurt other people along the way because I am being selfish and settling and not giving 100%. It's like the same in your career or anything, I think. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of universal truth, I think. It's just being genuine. Because if I was genuine, I wouldn't have been in that relationship. Although I did learn a lot. Now I know what I want, and I'm like, I know what I'm not settling for.
That's the thing, yeah. Now you kind of know what you want because you already had like something, and you're like, okay, these are the characteristics I look for now.
Yeah, man.
Is big booty one of them?
I don't know it all, obviously. I'm not trying to say that, but it's like I know a good handful more than what I did when I went into that relationship and when I went into like other relationships in the past, you know? And man, it's just mind-blowing. If I could slap myself before doing that, I probably would, but I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I did. So I'm just glad that I didn't, you know, lose a limb or something like that. I'm healthy. I'm okay. So
if you ever need someone to slap you, let me know. I'll happily give it.
You're an idiot.
By the way, what are the physical characteristics you look for in a girl? You like big boobs and big butts?
I mean, I guess that's pretty typical nowadays, right?
No, I like small boobs. I like a plump butt, but not big butt.
Yeah, I would. So I'm really open, honestly, but like, yeah, if a girl has like a pancake butt, like you could like slap a pancake on the wall and it like slides down. Like, bro, like I can't do that. So that's one thing I'll never settle for, at least in my mind right now. That might sound like weird, but
no, it's true because physical is number one, first and foremost, right? and then all the other characteristics, obviously. But
physical is deeper than what we make it out to be, in that it is our subconscious evaluations of the other person's genetics and their viability for creating like new offspring.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's not just do they look good. It's like, no, are their hips wide? Do they have like a huge butt? Is it not huge that I'm talking like massive, but like big to where it's like this girl could have babies. She looks like she could have children. And that's what we're attracted to as men. Some guys have warped, weird attraction to like rail thin girls. I'm sorry, that's weird to me, but I don't know. Anyway.
But don't you think it's weird how like I like petite girls and like the sporty girls. Yeah. But some guys like the curvy girls, some guys like a little bit more meat on the bone, some guys like the slender girls. It's like why do you think that is? Because if it's the evolution thing where we want to pass our genetics to.
Well, no, I think that it's probably something about nurture. What we've been nurtured to believe is attractive and is good. And I think that's the bigger thing when it comes to attraction. I think you take someone and you put them in an environment where there's only skinny girls. You think they're going to think about like thick girls? No, they're not, because they've never seen one. And this is obviously like hypothetical, but you get my point, right?
Yeah.
It's nature. It's what we've been exposed to. It's what we've been taught to believe is good or bad. And yeah, so, but people have weird fetishes too, you know? They like girls step on their balls with high heels. I'm just saying, there's weird things out there.
Why is that a weird fetish?
You gotta have balls to get them stepped on first.
Ooh. Burn.
So, I'm just trying to say though that everybody has weird. Not everybody has weird stuff, but like a lot of people out there have weird. I mean, in Japan, they sell underwear in vending machines, used underwear. You can go up and smell a chick's underwear, buy it for whatever yen, and that's somehow normal. It's like, oh, well, in that culture, I guess it's kind of not like everybody. I'm just trying to say that just because there's a.
Wait, is that a publicly traded company? Because I'm very interested now.
I'm serious, bro. You can go on eBay too and order them. Used underwear, yeah. I'm just trying to say that there's weird things out there that doesn't justify them, you know? Mm-hmm. There's also people doing slasher porn where they kill the person at the end. I'm just trying to say.
What? Like, really kill them?
Yeah. That's like black market, deep
dark
web.
Where do you get this? I don't go to the websites you go to. I go to...
There's movies about it. That movie 8mm with Nicolas Cage, it's a pretty crazy movie, bro.
Oh.
It's nuts. It's about slasher films, and I don't know how prevalent it is today. Who knows? It probably is. All kinds of whacked out stuff going on.
Yeah.
That Epstein stuff that's going on. Have you kept up with that?
What stuff?
Epstein. Jeffrey.
Oh
Epstein.
yeah. I heard about his mansion. I'm just no. What impresses me is how he was able to pull it off for so long. I'm impressed.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on at the top with powerful people and money and
careful though. You don't want Hillary to listen to this. They'll be dead.
Suicide us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said his neck bones were broken.
Right, I heard about that.
Very common with strangulation. I saw a picture of Hillary. She was choking Epstein. That's the thing, though. You know, everybody makes a joke out of this shit, but it's
real. That's the thing. Like, you hear Alex Jones like talking about these stuff, and you're like, okay, there's some truth to it, probably, but not. It's not that ridiculous. And then you see pictures of his mansion in an island.
That's the thing, man. People have been calling Alex Jones a nut for years.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that now, of course, I saw a meme. It said that face when you realize the man that most credible in the media right now is Alex Jones, and it shows him with his tinfoil hat. You know, that's just like that's where we're at now, and that's what this world is now. It's the front, the facade of what is happening, and then there's what's behind the scenes. And what's behind the scenes has been so out there that people couldn't believe it's even true. You know, you'd never believe that Bill Clinton's having sex with children on an island where they have sex with children. And
allegedly.
They do weird kind of, oh yeah, it's not alleged anymore.
Yeah. Oh, is it not?
Yeah, no, this case already went to court. You know, it was somehow they sealed the records. He already went to court. Long story short, it's all proven, man. He has videotapes labeled, you know, when they went and raided his island, they have videotapes of, you know, with these powerful people's names like Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, all kinds of stuff. They have videotapes with their names on it. This guy was blackmailing everyone.
Yeah.
They said he won the lottery. They're trying to figure out how he got so rich. He won the lottery, I guess, some backdoor way. And I'm sure it's because some powerful person came and had sex with a kid at his house or his mansion.
Let's move on to a lighter topic because this is kind of going into a really dark side right now.
Yeah. Well, but, it's a current event, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's skip political correctness because we're kind of over right now. But I actually want to hear about your funniest approaches, approaches, and the funniest interactions you had, if they can be the same.
I wouldn't say I have funny approaches.
Oh, you're that good looking, huh?
No, I just mean like the approaches that I've had haven't been like hilarious or anything. I think you're more awkward than me, like socially. I'm not trying to shit on you, but it is what it is.
Dare you? No, that's true though.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. I'm just trying to say, like, when I approach a girl, it's not usually. I'm not really putting myself out there yet that much, to be totally honest with you, man. Like, I've been doing a lot of compliments, like telling girls, you know, compliments like, I think you're beautiful, or I had to come up, or I was going to be, you know, I was going to beat myself up later if I didn't come talk to you, or just stuff like that, you know. But I've noticed myself being, Duke said something in a video. He said, this isn't about, or maybe it was Brian. There's something about like putting yourself out there, out of your comfort zone, just outside of it, and then feeling how you feel. Like being present with your feeling and understanding what those emotions, like Musab posted yesterday and was talking about it.
Yeah.
That's the key detail, I think, that's important. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I want to push it further. It's kind of like riding a bike. You think about 20 different things at once. You're not going to really make much progress. You just need to try to get the balance down at first, you know, get your hands on the wheels and just coast. Somebody pushes you. Then maybe you'll start pedaling, you know, then you'll worry about steering and doing more advanced maneuvers. Right now, I'm just getting into that discomfort and just getting comfortable wading into the water. And I'm feeling like more and more, it's like, now I'm getting excited, like, okay, I can do this, you know, and now I can qualify and have the girl qualify herself and switch the roles up. Like I said, I was working in texting, and it's easier for me to text because I have time to kind of think, formulate a response. And for there, I think it's kind of like shaping the way that I think. So yeah, I go off on a tangent. I don't even remember what the fuck you asked me, bro.
This is your problem, Joseph. You don't listen.
It's all linear, though. I mean, it's like, and maybe not linear, but it's you know, it stems from the question. It's just how my brain works, you know. But what did you ask again?
I asked what was your funniest approach? So like what was like the biggest fail you had in the approach? And I don't want to say fail like in a bad way, but in a funny way.
So I can't think of anything that's funny, to be totally honest. Like, I'm really serious when I approach, and yeah, I can't think of anything, bro. I have a bad memory, but I honestly can't really think of anything.
I remember mine was actually pretty recent. It was like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I ran behind a girl. I was like, hey, I saw you talking on the phone over there. Thought you were really cute, but just want to say hi. And she's like, oh. And then I reached my hand out to shake her hand. She just kept walking. And I was like, what's your name? And she's like, I'm okay.
Oh, I could think of one, actually. So someone talked about this in a video, how like if you don't go right away, I was watching some YouTube video on side. They were talking about if you don't go right away after what you want, then you're going to stalk the person and come off like like you're a stalker, like
right.
You're a creep.
Yeah, I didn't do it that way. I kept walking. I saw her.
This is my, like, I'm referring to what happened to me.
Well, I mean, I did hide behind a bush, and then I used my binoculars to find out where she was.
So anyway, I'm in this store called Foodland here in Hawaii, and I saw this girl. I do like Asian girls, but not like to where they can barely speak English. I like Asian girls that have like the Asian features, I would say. like facial features, and I like girls that are tan too. So it's like kind of, I just am attracted. Anyway, I saw a girl. She would look more Hawaiian, kind of like, and I saw her walking. I was like, dude, I'm gonna let her walk away so I can run to her and be kind of a little bit out of breath and do that whole thing and just try it out. I let her walk too far, and then the cars pulled in front of me as shit. I couldn't run when I wanted to. And I also use that as an excuse to be like, yeah, and like hesitate. And then finally I ran, and she was about to get into her truck. And I'm like, oh, this looks like I'm about to rob her or something, you know? And I just said, screw it, just go for it. So I was like, hey, excuse me, blah, blah. I saw you back there. I ran over here, and I had to come and tell you I thought you were really beautiful. And she's like, oh, like she was like sad. It was like a puppy, you know? Like, I was like, fuck. So in my mind, that came off to me like she was almost like pitying me. Like, oh, that's so sweet. He ran up to me. What a big puppy. And it wasn't the way that I intended, but I think my energy was off. It was almost like I said it with no connection or no, like, I wasn't open or something. I don't know what it was. I'll have to evaluate that more. But it was so awkward because not awkward in a bad way, like bad. I would say it was like mid-level awkwardness. And I didn't have an end game in mind, an end goal, I mean. I wasn't thinking like, am I going to qualify this girl? I was just like, so you from here? And then she was like, yeah, I'm actually from the mainland, but I'm just visiting and blah, blah, blah. And then it just kind of stopped there because I didn't even go into it with a goal, you know? And then I realized I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here now? Like, and we're both staring at each other. I was like, okay, well, you know, blah, blah. And yeah, blah, blah, okay, bye. And then I just walked away. And I was just like, I'm just walking away, you know, looking at myself in my mind like, okay, what was the goal there? Like, you know, I just felt like I didn't really make any progress, but
yeah, there have been times when I see a girl, I go approach her, and as soon as she opens her mouth, I lose all attraction for her. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
Like voices or just?
Yeah, voice, and like you can get the kind of personality she has by the way she talks to you.
Yeah, I'm not really into like the whole manly, like if the girl has a really scratchy, deep voice.
Like a smoker.
Sometimes that can be sexy if the girl has like kind of like that. Have you heard that when they have like more, not raspy voice, but like a deeper voice for a girl? It kind of sounds like tomboyish, but it's still like pretty cute.
Like a girl who works out a lot? They kind of have like a deeper
voice. Not like they have like an enlarged clitoris.
No, not like a bodybuild. I mean like a girl who goes to the gym. They kind of have like.
It's not about their musculature. It's just about their voice, how they're.
Yeah, but I feel like girls that work out usually have a deeper voice.
I don't mean like that. I don't mean deeper. I just mean like their voice, the tone out is just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, there's something about the tonality where it's like I'm kind of turned off by her.
No, I could be into that. I'm just saying it's very rare, probably. You know, yeah, I like a girl to be more feminine, but.
I did want to ask, so when we talked about porn, I wanted to ask you, what would be your porn star name?
If I was a porn star?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean if? Don't act like you don't have like a channel on Pornhub right now.
You're an idiot. Oh, man. I think it would be called like the...
Durr? Why are you starting out with Durr? No one starts out... Huh?
I said I think it would be like the kind of a weird thing. I think, you know, they say when you have like trauma to your penis when you're younger, it will be like bent or something like that later on when it grows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I have like an upward bend to my like junk and it kind of points up a little bit. My brother calls me sickle dick.
Sickle dick?
He calls me.
But every penis is like kind of curved though.
It depends.
Mine is curved, yeah. Mine's curved. Mine goes to the left. So every time I have sex with a girl, I'm like, can you scoot to the left a little bit?
No, I think it's something like probably the red sickle or something like that.
That sounds like you're dying of sickle cell disease or something.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What would yours be?
Mine would be 2 balls. Like 2 chains, but 2 balls.
What's the...
You know the rapper 2 Chainz, right?
Yeah.
He has 2 chains on. I'll be two balls because I have two balls. It's balls with a Z.
And
it's not.
Speaking about balls, my brother, he has the biggest balls I've ever seen. I mean,
You saw it like recently?
Oh, he pulls them out every time I come over.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you guys?
Not every time, but often. His nut is 2 of mine.
That's a good thing, right? That means he's like packed with testosterone.
I have no clue. He's one of his coworker or one of his guys, he calls them cancer nuts because they're so big. It looks like they got tumors or something. Like,
have you seen the South Park episode where Stan's dad gets cancer on his nuts to get marijuana?
No.
Oh, you should watch that episode. He walks around in a wheelbarrow with his balls in the wheelbarrow.
Oh, that's what that's from.
Yeah.
That's a meme. They actually,
yeah.
Over and over again. Yeah, no, that's a pretty funny picture. At least I've never watched the episode though. They're cute. With his nuts around.
He made them big on purpose. He gave himself cancer so that he can have marijuana for free.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I want to talk about, so we're like almost done, right? It's been like almost an hour. I want to talk about what's your line to get girls off their phone. So like they're walking by, they're on their phone. You want to talk to them.
I haven't been focusing about that, honestly. I wanted to tell you earlier, and I want to tell you now so I don't forget, because I think this would help you, honestly. And it would be cool to talk about it in case other people listen and they want to try it out. So, the typical, I'm going to go with texting. Just talk about that. Like texting, a thing that I found that's been giving me some, I think I'm onto something. So, we talk about qualify, right? Compliment, qualify, close, CQC. Well, what I've been doing is something similar with texting where when I text a girl, like I'll say, something like you're kind of cute or you're pretty cute. Matt recommended that you say the opposite. If the girl looks like she gets beautiful all the time, give her kind of cute. If she looks like she gets kind of cute all the time, give her beautiful. And then once you do that, I just tell her, you're cute, blah, blah, but I'm looking for more than that. And then I tell her, why don't you tell me something interesting you've done, or read this month. And then, they write back a paragraph and they're trying to prove to me how interesting they are. And then what I'll do just after that, just to fuck with them, just to see, cause I was just playing around, just experimenting, I'll say, that's all. They'll write a whole paragraph and then I'll say, that's all. And then they go and they're like, what do you mean that's all? And I'll just let them wait for 5 minutes and they'll just be like, just be thinking like, oh shit, I got to prove to myself. And then they'll send another paragraph of how something interesting that, my point with all that is not to be like a dick or anything. It's just that you want to put them on the qualifying, responding like role instead of you. Mm-hmm. Don't make sense for you to do it because that's what guys normally do, and doesn't get them anywhere. It pushes girls away, puts you in the friend zone. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that, and I've been getting a ton of success. Girls writing just paragraphs and paragraphs, and that is success for me because normally it doesn't work like that. And I've been asking for dates way faster on the text. I almost had one yesterday, but there was some problems with like transportation and stuff because I'm out here without a car. So she was like 30 minutes away. But I told myself I wouldn't do the dating apps anymore, but I just figured, it's might as well since I was working and just screw around with it and see if I could, work on my texting stuff.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with using dating apps, though.
Yeah, but I think it's using it in the way that I was using it before,
right?
Which led me into that relationship where I settled, and I was like, I don't ever want to do that again. I have a thing where I shut everything off completely, or I go full in, and I have to learn that balance more in life. That's one of my struggles. So, what about you? What would you wanted to talk about your line for getting girl off her phone, or?
Yeah, okay, but what would you say? Say like she's walking by, she's on her phone. What's something you would say to get her attention, to get her off the phone?
I thought in my mind right now, snake, like, but I think that would probably piss a girl off. Yeah. But maybe not. If she was the kind of girl that I would like to talk to, then she probably wouldn't get pissed at that. Depending on if she was having a real suit, like her mom was on the phone dying or something. You know what I mean? Like, I think probably saying something outrageous and funny.
Mine is, you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Mine is, bitch, get off your phone.
Yeah, that sounds like that would get you a date right away. Oh my gosh, man.
No, I never done that, but I thought it'd be funny if I actually did that just to see how they respond.
Yeah, they probably fucking put their phone down and slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
They look at you like you know. Yeah, there's gotta, but then again, I don't really like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I had like, tried to say like, I know you're on your phone, but I just want to say something. And they'd be like, oh, I have to go. And they just keep walking.
Yeah. Probably being real straight up and getting right, not in front of them, but blocking them to like an extent, like they're 45. Stop, wait, real fast. And then like, I don't know, just being really over the top because they're on the phone, they're distracted. So really getting their attention, they're going to be like, what's going on? And then, there, I had to stop you real quick. I want to tell you, I want to bend you over right now. But I don't, who knows? I don't think that that's going to be the majority of the approaches, And
no, but
you think about this qualify thing, right? It's like, okay, you don't even know what you want. How the hell are you going to go talk to girls? And how are you going to weed them out? You need to qualify them or you're wasting your damn time. So wouldn't you rather talk to like those girls that you talked about, like the one in the bar that you met that was just like everything clicked?
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't you rather talk to 10 of those girls a week over 50 random girls?
How do you find those girls? How do you find those girls?
Yeah, of course. I don't know. But if
I
thought about it,
by approaching 50 girls, then 10 of them are going to be the girls that you like.
Yeah, of course. But that's an inefficient way as well. I think there's efficiency in going about like talking to everyone because then you really understand what does and doesn't work for you and what you're not looking for, what you are. You get what I mean? There can be. I think there's value in numbers in the beginning to hone your abilities and like your comfortable like approaches and like just your energy, like to hone that.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't think is efficient about that is if you're not going through that thinking like, oh, what did I like about her? What did I not like? What would I like more? And then using that to adjust your approach and adjust your area of approach or what you're looking for.
But what's your solution though? I mean, it sounds great in theory. I wish I could implement that, but how do I find the girls that I click with?
I understand. I'm not going to be able to give you all the answers. This takes some time. So you have to do your own research, man, because I'm not going to dig into books and like, not that you have to read a bunch of books to find out, but I'm not going to dig into the information for you. But what I've done to find out where the woman that I would be most compatible with would be, I've thought about it. I've evaluated what is this person like? Well, this person, say if I was looking for a girl like you, she would be probably like in some kind of
girl like me is way out of your league, by the way.
Well, yeah, out of my league in a good way. Like she has a penis.
I have no balls, according to you.
You have characteristics that you would be doing certain things. I have characteristics that I'd be doing certain things. You wouldn't look for. I wouldn't look for you in probably like a. I don't know. Like a back shop where you were just like I don't know, assembling like useless like pieces of equipment, like on an assembly line. I wouldn't think you'd be in that kind of role. You know what I mean? Like I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to tell you that there's certain places where you would look for people socially as well. Would you go to find a person that's like super introverted, like that girl? My brother's that type actually, and my dad. Would you go to find that person in a, I don't know, like in a huge party or something? Honestly, more likely not.
Right. Because I met her at a very laid back bar.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like these kind of people, they don't do that. So if you know what their characteristics are, you can alter your search. I wouldn't go to Google and just type in just one word and expect to find a detailed and like specific. The thing about this is I think this goes into life. You can't just work hard. That's not enough. It might have been enough back in the day when people didn't. It was about more survival and just making it, like just making some kind of like just surviving in life, basically. No, this is about finding the most compatible for you, what you're looking for, and not wasting 10 years trying to find it because you talk to 10 million people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying I would have rather spent, you know, a good portion of that time with the person that I wanted to be with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I just think there's a more efficient way to go about it long term. So narrowing your approach as you go. I'm not saying it has to be a perfect plan now. I'm just saying keeping that in mind is going to be like, ooh, this would be a place where this kind of person would be. It's not like the one place. I'm not saying it's only going to be one place, but in my mind, if I can think, okay, for example, the girl I'm looking for, she's going to be in, I got this from Duke, is something I didn't even think about, organized events where they can just let go and trust the process to, like, you know, to give them a good experience. Because my, you know, most compatible type of girl, they're not going to be so adventurous where they're going to go out and just do something random. They're going to be more locked down to a process and wanting a routine and something laid out so they don't have to think about it. What I would go to look for is not like out in the jungle somewhere, or like out in some, like, I don't know, or, you know, like something really crazy. I would probably look at like in a bookstore where they're super frugal. The one I'm looking for, super frugal. So probably looking in a bookstore where they could rent books and not have to buy them. I'd probably be growing my network of friends so that I can say, yeah, I'm looking for a girlfriend right now. I'm looking for something more serious. Hey, I've got a friend, actually. She's really cool, but she's like really to herself. She just kind of goes from home to work. She'll go to get groceries and all that, but it's not more than that. And that's the kind of girl that I want, that I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So growing a social circle, looking at those in those structured events where like it's like a planned trip where you go for the day and do this or that. There's other things too that I was thinking about, but you get my point, right?
Yeah.
It's not like one place, but now if I have 4 or 5 places where it's like there's guaranteed going to be one of these kind of girls there, ooh, well, now I'm investing some real like efficient, you know, like search in my daily routine or whatever, or I'll just spend more time in these places or whatever. I think the biggest thing is social circles, though. Growing your social circle, knowing more people, and having those connections so that people know, and you put it out. It's like a job search. That's what I did when I was separating from the Air Force. That's how I got a job. One of my good friends, I told him, I was like, bro, I'm looking for a job in IT. And he told me, dude, I know somebody, I can get you a job and blah, blah, blah. I don't have any experience. That's okay. It's all right. They'll do all on the job training. So if you put it out there and you have a good circle, a network of good people and people that are looking out for your best interests, I think that's another really good way to meet people, you know? And from there, you can go on and qualify. But I don't know. What do you think about that, about narrowing?
Because like I feel like you and I are attracted to the same girl. I mean, there's a small difference, but we both like the introverted, like conservative kind of girl.
Introverted, conservative, more. Well, they're different for sure. But
yeah,
they are like in some ways like that. Yeah.
The thing is, like the place I'm living right now, there's like 4 bars. One's like the laid back bar, always laid back, music's really low. All the other bars kind of go crazy throughout the day, depending on the day of the week. But they usually get louder, more rowdier. So like I feel like at the bar that I go to, the laid back one, I always meet like most of the time. Some of the girls are bitchy, but most of the time the girls are really down to it. They actually want to talk to people and meet people. That's why they would come to a laid back bar instead of that party bar. I also think like a place like Whole Foods where like a girl's like really into health and nutrition. That's another thing I'm looking for. Like I love a girl like that.
Even more
that can cook. Dude, I love a girl that can cook.
Whole Foods can be a bit over the top because of how expensive and like, yeah, that's a good spot. But I think also another thing, because that's important to me, as a girl that takes care of herself, that thinks about health and is aware of these things. You know, all of the dangers out there that are in our food and in our, you know, daily routine. I think going to like farmers markets, things like that, where it's like local and it's like you've got solid produce and there's like local honey and all kinds of stuff like that. I think that's another good place. Then you could run into the risk of also running into a lot of like social justice warrior types there. But
yeah, true.
But yeah, I think that's, we're onto something there, because it's like fishing, like I told you. I mean, I say that example over and over again because it's exactly what my brain just views it as. Like you're looking for you don't just cast a 1,000-foot net out and like hope to catch 1 million fish, and then, you know, in that 1 million there's 3 or 4. It's like no.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Like I wish it was simpler than it has to be, right? But we have to figure this stuff for ourselves.
Imagine that, you know, we're not going to have. We've already talked about this, the competition, because most other guys aren't thinking like this. Most other guys are just kind of letting things fall into place the way they fall into place. That's not my life. I don't want to control everything, but man, if I know that I can literally influence the outcome of my happiness and my lineage, basically like my genetic, line continuing forward. If I can influence that in a powerful way right now, just by literally searching in specific places where I know the most compatible girl for me would be, why would you not?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to not do it.
Also, most guys just watch porn and masturbate all day.
I mean, they're just doing what we're doing alone. We're going above and beyond what we would have done before.
Right.
So that's not even comparing to other people, because that's not important. It's about us. When you compare yourself to others, you get caught up in their progress, their insecurities, their strengths. It's not about them.
Dude, you don't know how many times I've been told by parents and family members, like, this whole process is stupid and dumb. And like, I'm glad I'm reading No More Mr. Nice Guy, because now I'm learning about all this stuff. And I'm glad. I mean, I kind of like, resent people for that, because like all my life I've been told not to, and don't do this, and don't be myself. But I mean, now I'm not trying to be resentful, but I'm glad now there's something.
Yeah, you have a resistance toward it now. You get kind of like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you've almost felt like you've been lied to, or like you've been kind of force-fed this BS. And yeah, it's true. Yeah. So that's the thing, is being genuine to yourself. You know what you want, and you know it's not a bad thing. You want to be happy, and everyone deserves to be happy. It's whether or not you're going to put in the work to bring that happiness into your life. And it all comes – it's about you. Are you going to take responsibility? It's about personal responsibility. So many of these like quotes that I save a ton of like memes and stuff, basically, not memes, I guess, because memes are kind of referred to as more being funny or like about humor. But I saw something the other day. It talked about putting your happiness in someone else's hands, and that being like one of the most dangerous things to do when it comes to your life.
Right.
No one's going to take care of your happiness the way that you will. I'm pulling it up right now, but that's huge. It's dangerous. It's scary, but that's the answer, is like,
you know what else is scary? Your curved penis. Okay.
It's a quote from Roy Bennett. It says, "Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands." I mean, it's so simple, but it's so true. Yeah. We oftentimes just sell our happiness away. Trust another. Oh, he'll take care of me. He has credentials, or he's smarter, or whatever. It's like, you only know what you want. I mean, if you listen to your parents, you'd be getting freaking arranged marriage, probably moving to some other.
Dude, I almost got trapped to that. Not trapped, but I was almost forced into that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they don't do gay arranged marriages.
Well, that's why they're trying to cover it all up, and they're like, we can't let you be you.
Oh my God.
Okay, so let's end this with the goal. So like from today till next Thursday, what's your goal, and what are the consequences if you don't achieve that goal?
Yeah, so I want to set a goal that's very realistic, but a challenge for me at the moment. Something that's going to feel good to tackle. It's going to feel very like encouraging, and it's going to snowball effect. If I don't do this goal, I want to shave my head completely. Does that sound heavy enough?
Yeah, that's good.
So I promise to shave my head if I do not complete this goal by next week. I'm still thinking of the goal. That's why I've said shave my head twice.
Oh, you can't do that. Then you can be like, it's Wednesday. Oh, my goal was to just come up with a goal. Then you don't have to shave your head.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I haven't thought of the goal yet. So what I think my goal will be related to is, this is what I'll do. I will successfully identify, I'll say 2 things that I'm going to qualify a girl with. You know what? I'll just keep it easy. I'll do 1 thing I'm going to qualify a girl with. So I'll identify through watching videos and studying over the next week. I actually have a phone call, like a phone date with a girl that's, I think, maybe an ISTJ, the most compatible type for me, on Friday. So what's today? Thursday? Yeah. So tomorrow. And I'm going to talk with her on the phone. I'm going to talk with her and just feel her out and see what she's about, because she's single, looks like she's ready to mingle, and I don't know. I was trying to be funny there, but it's not really funny.
Well, the thing is, it's funny that you try to be funny.
Well, I don't try normally. When I try to, it doesn't come off as funny. But when I just am me, you know, then you laugh like a girl. And
I think it's humbling that you try to be funny and you always fail. It's kind of cute.
You're retarded. So I would say my goal is to come up with, I'll do 2 because I'm going to have that conversation with her. So I think that would be smart to prepare for that conversation. I'm going to have 2 things that I'm going to use to qualify her with. They're going to be very important, and they're going to give me a good idea of if she's not, if she is what I'm looking for or not. And then I'm going to use that to CQC 5 girls, 5, no outcome attached. Just gonna CQC the girls. I will try to get numbers, and I will try to do instant dates on every 5.
Okay.
If the instant date fails, I will get numbers, or I will go for the number.
So Matt says get the number first and then go for the instant date.
Well,
so I would do that.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because you're
just be like, can I get your number? Once you get your number, just be like, all right, cool. What are you up to right now? You want to grab a coffee? I have 10 minutes to spare. You can grab a coffee really quick.
Yeah, I was thinking before, like, it's kind of like that makes sense. So I'll do that then. I'll get the number first, and then I'll try to do instant date on all 5. I'm gonna go for 5 this week, and I will do that phone call tomorrow. 5, that's gonna be a big one. So I'm excited for that, because that's what I'm moving towards that, you know? Like, I need to qualify this girl, see if she's what I'm looking for. And in my mind now, it's like, okay, this gives me permission to walk away or stay there. If she's not what I'm looking for, I'm done. Have a good day. But if she is, and I see like there's good answers and good feedback, you're like, oh, damn, okay. So then I can stay and talk. There's a reason to stay. Now I see in mind, okay, this isn't just a waste of my time. I'm not just like running my mouth. No, this is potential because of what I have set in stone. Like, this is what I'm looking for, or set him,
It's like, almost like you're an employer and you're trying to find job candidates for your life. And you're like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your ideal relationship like?
That's not even my, I would do that where I go into question mode. That's something I've learned like in the last like few weeks. But yeah, I think it's more along the lines of like, tell me something about yourself. This is really important to me because I really value loyalty. And can you tell me a time, or can you tell me a relationship in your life where you've been super loyal, like, to where you would like possibly like, die for this person or these people, or you would do anything for them? Can you tell me like something like that? Because I just want to hear about, how loyal you are or something like that. I don't know. But you get where I'm coming from. So I need to identify those 2 things, and then I'm going to start using those in the CQC, and that's going to make it easier for me. So I'm not like, tell me something interesting about yourself. Like, what the fuck? The girl's going to be like, well, I don't know. I like to pick my nose. Sometimes I eat it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
how much you sound like during your dates? Because that's super attractive.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Coming from a gay guy, you're a pretty good judge of what's attractive and what isn't.
So my goal, I already done 14, eight of them like indirect at bars, but they're in groups, and 6 of them direct. So, and this weekend I'm going to San Marcos with Raj and maybe some other guys. And I'll be planning on,
Where?
San Marcos, Texas. That's like kind of in between Houston and Austin. Well, not really, it's south. But we're going to do approaches all day on Saturday. So I would say overall, I'm going to try to do 30 approaches.
Wow, that's badass.
Well, also Brian told me I should do approaches all day this weekend. So that's why ideally I want to do like 50, but I'm going to try to do 30 to be more conservative.
Yeah.
And if not, if I don't do 30, what I'm going to do as my consequence is I'm going to fly to South America and burn down an entire village.
You're an idiot.
That's my consequence. I had to go to South America and burn down an entire
What are
village.
you actually gonna do?
That's what I'm going to do. You don't think I'm capable of burning down a village?
Is that what your stand-up's like? Because I can imagine like.
I told you this has to be funny, though.
What are you actually gonna do? It needs to be a real consequence.
That is a real
In
consequence.
my head, if I don't.
You don't
do
think
this,
I'm capable of flying down to South America and burning down a
I
village?
didn't say you weren't capable. You're probably capable of committing loyally to a gay relationship too, but you're not. I'm just trying to tell you, you should probably get a set of fucking consequence that's realistic.
It is realistic.
I say you shave your fucking head.
Okay. If I don't do my 30 approaches, I'll shave your head.
You'll shave your head.
Okay, fine.
And you got to say it.
I'll shave my head
If what?
if I don't do 30 approaches. I'm already halfway there.
What are you going to focus on?
Just approaches in general. Getting used to it. Getting used to rejection more because it's been frustrating more.
Okay, so just putting yourself out there, just detaching from outcome.
Right.
Okay, I think that's fair. Cool. So we'll what would you say?
What should we say? Are you trying to end this right now?
Yeah.
I liked it before when you just went offline. It was more peaceful.
All right,
No. But yeah, we can just say, all right, until next time.
Until next time, we'll see if we finish those goals, and we're gonna shave our heads on camera if we don't make our goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. See you next time, man.
And I'll also burn down that village too, just because I said it.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Later, man.